difference what you're going through. You're gonna make it. God's gonna see you through. Hold your head up, put a smile on your face. This is another test. It won't last always. So get ready. Get ready for your blessing. For your blessing. Get ready. Get ready for your miracle. For your miracle. Get ready. Get ready for your blessing. For your blessing. Get ready. Get ready for your miracle. For your miracle. I know you've been hurting deep down inside. Let me encourage you, it's gonna be alright. Troubles and trials come to make you strong. Keep on believing, you keep holding on. Get ready for your blessing. Get ready for your miracle. Get ready for your blessing.
Good morning. Sir Markadoo here with Sir Media Group, where we put your business in the street. But seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things should be added unto you. What a great weekend. Great to be back. And the topic today is the mirror always tells the truth. And there's I think it was a cartoon or like a cartoon series. I think it was it might have been what was the name of that? Snow White, I believe. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Is that it? Who's the fairest of them all? And that's the essence of what I'm talking about. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? And they said, I am. And then when you really take a good look, and that's the thing that even with my life, it was like mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the biggest crackhead of them all? Okay, and I said, I am. And I had to change that. See, that mirror is a direct reflect of the window of your soul. When you look in that mirror, you look into those pupils, and you look deep down, that's the mirror of your soul. And we have so many things that we can say to the mirror, and the mirror is not going to lie to you. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the greatest liar of them all? Put whatever in there. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the greatest cheater of them all? And it's very important that we begin to really pay attention to the mirror. Even me, I still go through, and the thing about keeping it real and keeping it personal, I love what I'm seeing. I love the adjustments I'm making in my life, and I always look in the mirror and I really pay attention to the mirror. And I said, God, are you pleased? I'm going to open up the lines this morning, 404-286-6700, 404-286-6700. And I would even like for my wife to chime in for a minute, because I had a really serious conversation with my son yesterday, the 14-year-old. And I just wanted him to reflect on his life and who he is as a person. I said, whatever goes around is going to come around. You have to look at yourself, son. Do you really want to be this person? It was incredible. I mean, it was intense to me, to be able to tell my son at some point to him, the mirror. It's the mirror. I said, you can't blame. I said, you can't go ahead and blame me for your personal defects of character. But I said, it's going to come back and haunt you. And that's the thing that we have to take in this broadcast. Take this in, that we are responsible for that image in the mirror. You know, we want to blame the world for our problems and our situation. You know, but the beautiful part is that when you begin to change it, and you begin to adjust it, because a lot of people, they're not going to change. They'll adjust, because we're just ornery. You know, we as human beings, we really, we're prideful, And I like to even think that, I'm less prideful now. I don't want to be right all the time. I don't want to be right. Trust me, that's a pride thing, I just want it to be right, whatever the situation is. Sitting, discussing business. Even if you're gonna start a reality show, what's the reality of it all, right? And most of the things that we all deal with as a human being, we don't want to face that thing head on. 404-286-6700. What is it that we want what's the main thing we want when we are focusing on that mirror, right? We want the truth. So if you're this certain person, then that's the truth. Deal with the truth. And then that's when the changes start coming. Be real. I told somebody, I said, be real, man. Just be real to yourself. Have a clear understanding of who you are. I said, one of the first steps to recovery, and that's with anything, is admitting that this situation is happening. Not necessarily it's a problem. You don't have to admit that you have a problem. Just admit that you're not right, and that there's something that needs to be adjusted. And that's when, like I like to say, that's when the rubber meets the road. It's almost like when you borrow something from somebody, right? You borrow something from somebody, or it's like I will bless you with this, and when you get yours, you bless me back with that, right? And if you're not good at that, you shouldn't even practice that. I mean, we're talking about trading, even trade. You help me here, I help you there. And if you're not good at it, just stay away from it. Because you got to be mindful. You got to be mindful that when a brother or a sister is assisting you, don't blow them off. And if you do happen to blow them off in that sense where you say, oh my God, I forgot, well, when it comes to business, you don't forget. And I believe if you knew how much something costs, believe me, you don't forget stuff like that, especially if you're a woman. Women don't forget. They don't forget stuff, hardly, But when it comes to money, they remember those numbers, right? So when it comes to business and business practices and business trading, we can't forget. We can't forget. If I loaned you $100, I'm going to need that $100 back. But thank God I'm not in the loaning business anymore, because it never really kind of worked out for me. When you loan, I don't do consignment anymore. I'd rather say, here, let me put this in your store, and this is the price, and I just know that there's ability I can lose that, instead of me saying, here, let me just bless you with it, not bless you with it, let's do some business, and you give me part of that money. See, that's consignment, and I'm not really good at it. But you gotta be open at the same time, because you see a decent deal going down, you gotta take a chance. Now that's taking a chance. There's nothing wrong with being risky with a display, right? But you want back what you put into it. Yes? 404-286-6700. Now, I did it yesterday for myself because I knew this topic was gonna come up, and I made sure I looked in that mirror really, really good, and asked myself a couple of key fact-finding questions. And one of the questions was, "Am I happy?" And mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the happiest of them all? That would be me. And I'm just ecstatic knowing that I'm making a difference in people's lives. I know that I can ask myself questions and I can get the answer that I'm looking for without being prideful and deceitful to myself, because a lot of times that's what, mirrors lie, because I can remember, I could believe in that cartoon, it was one of the witches. The witches was asking the same question to the mirror that that the princess or somebody was asking, and you can get the same result. I mean, because somebody that hates that much in a witch or a warlock, right? So you asking the mirror to lie for you, and that's where we run into issues and problems, and because I'd rather, in my whole spirit, I really like to, when you ask somebody else, that's when you can get some answers. You get some proper answers, and at least you get to see how other people feel about you. Oh boy, but that's a risky thing, right? Because now you expose yourself to craziness, right? So, to people's idea of who you are, what you are. Now you ask them to go and give you their opinion on you, and that's a rare phenomenon, to be able to be in that situation where you can ask somebody how they feel about you. So that in itself is a whole nother lesson, and you got to get to the point where you can really, if you want to know more about yourself, is to ask somebody about somebody else. Now, you can be biased or not. You want to ask all the nice people, how they feel. Of course they're gonna, "Oh, you're nice. Oh, you're so nice. And you got it going on. Yep, you this and you're that." But ask somebody that really knows you, and that's when you're gonna get more versatile answers and replies. Trust me. So you want to take it all in stride. You want a piece of all of that. You want the good. You want some of the medium. You want some of that bad stuff. You want to know people that can give you and that's why I tell a lot of people, I said, go ahead and ask a child how they feel about you, and how they feel about what you're doing, and blah, blah, blah. Now, they have a tendency to go more up front with you. That doesn't necessarily mean they're on point now, but they have a tendency to be close to being right on. Okay? So, 404-286-6700. Now, I'm gonna shift the subject just a little bit more right now. Known on April the 19th. Get some business matters out of the way. April the 19th, we're gonna get me and Q Peoples are doing a event, project. Boy, don't kill me, Q. Project Grassroots, okay? And I want people to come out come out and share, especially you adults, come in and share, be around the kids, kind of do a little chaperoning, communicating with kids. Because when I think I'm part of the thing is like, I said, who's professionals here, matching some of the kids up. Matter of fact, we're doing booths that day too. Mr. Q and myself, we're going to do some booths. If you want to get a booth, rent a booth, $25. And the booth is more, you can sell, but the booth is more information where I want the children to kind of go around and introduce themselves to you. We're talking about young children, we're talking about older children, 20, 21, 22, and they get the chance to get to know who you are. These are future businessmen and women, future consumers that need to know you exist, right? So make sure on 19th of April, free food, giveaways, give away clothes, give away all kinds of stuff. It's going to be a treasure hunt, not Easter egg hunt. Excuse me, treasure hunt, where they're going to be able to find some quality stuff inside one of those eggs, right? The event going to be outdoors, and then if it rains, we're going to move it indoors, right? But I believe it's going to be a hit. So if you're in any city, come on down, be a part of the festivities, yes? It's going to be a great opportunity for us to meet, and I'm going to couple it with a customer service. I'm talking about customer service. I love customer service. But recognition to our business associates, okay? So come on down. I want to recognize you, right? And let people know that I want to thank you for being part of my life, and that's awesome. Hopefully you can mark your calendar to drive over or fly over to Atlanta and be a part of these festivities. That's April the 19th. It's going to be from 2 to 5. So there's a long time, a good enough time for us, for myself and Studio Stephanie, talking about etiquette, talking about what your image say about you. She's going to share a book. She's going to be able to share a book that day and let children know that you can be a better person and to increase your self-esteem. And all that. Q's going to be here talking. We got a couple other people coming in to talk and speak. And we're going to feed these kids, right? And feed these adults, right? Come on down. Now, Saturday, I had 4 young gentlemen in here. And I'm telling you, this was a great moment. And I'm telling you, when you're dealing with mentoring, it's rewarding and it's tough at the same time. I tell you, sitting here in asking young men that are fatherless, how do you feel? How do you feel about life? But one of the first questions I asked them, and I make sure I always ask this question first, I said, what do you all need most every day? What do you need? What's your need? And every one of them said money. I can't believe it. Like they were singing us on money. They all said at the same time. So, but, most of our little brothers, and our sisters too, but I deal with most of the little young brothers. And I had a little range. I had a 13-year-old, I had a 15-year-old, excuse me, and I had a 21-year-old. So there was some diversity here. I think the other brother was 15 as well. And that one was 17. 17, 18. Just to know and to be able to pull out of them. And one of the young brothers, especially the 13-year-old, was talking about how angry he was. And how one second he's happy, Other second he's sad. Another second he's mad. You know, and I told him, I said, do you know why? And see, and that's why I'm trying to tell you, the why is the most important. If you can help, if I can help, and I did, help them come up with a solution from their problem, it's going to help them. I told them, I said, you have to admit who you are is the first step to recovery. And I'm a beast when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I started talking about their fathers. And I said, do you have, you live with a dual family household? Do you have a wife and a mother there? A mother and a husband, sorry. And father, they were single parent households, right? All raised by their moms. And just to start to ask about, what do you think about your father? And one of the questions that was so pertinent, I said, what was the greatest gift that your father has given you? So I went around the room, and they basically told me, what their gifts were from their father. One was not much, and I proceeded to tell them that the greatest gift that your father probably gave was your life. He gave you your life, and I asked that to my son yesterday. I said, you got to respect that piece right there. Just give him that he was there long enough to make sure you came into the world. Because if he wasn't there, we don't know if it would have happened the same way, right? So, you're here. It's your responsibility from here on out to take care of yourself, to make sure that your mind, your anger is in check. That's what we all been through. I said, I've been through it, I had no father in the home, but I had a biological father and a stepfather. Even though they weren't constantly and consistently in my life, but I come to realize how grateful I am and how blessed I really was. And I said, did you get a chance to ever ask your father why he spent so much time away from you, or blah, blah, blah? I said, you got to give him that. You got to get in there. You got to get in there and ask why. But one of the things you want to make sure is you thank him for putting you on this planet. That will loosen up the energy, the vibe, right? To be able to say gracefully, and say, Pop, one of the things I want to say to you is, I thank you. I thank you for help bringing me into this world. And for that, I'm grateful. And I want to thank you for that. And then you mind if I ask you some other questions? What happened between you and moms? Because what happens, the child has their own concept of really what happened. A lot of times they might have heard their mother saying this and that, and this and that, and the aunties and all this saying this and that. But they never got a chance to get the 411 from their father. And I thought that was just sad. That was a sad thing when you can't get the one thing that you need from them is the answer why did what happened. Some mothers probably don't want that son answering that question, but I think that the son really needs to know 100, even 1,000, what really happened, so that they got their side of the story out. And not be able to hold that against it. See, that's that mirror image thing. Well, who are you? And I told him, I said, you need to take a good hard look in the mirror and find out really, really who you are and what you want. And the more we communicated in here about life, and you could just see the tension. And then once I got into that, I said, would you all like to come back and talk about, how to make some serious money? How to make some money. And then to see them light up and say, yes, I would love to. So I got an opportunity to meet with them again this weekend. Hopefully, and the mother came back, and she would drive. It was so ironic because the mother was in here with the son. And I said, well, dude, what do you want to do? You want to leave him here? Or, he said, but we got 3 more out in the car. I said, well, bring them all in here. Let's go. Let's get this thing rocking and rolling, baby. So to be able to communicate with her and said, and knowing that she said she's going to work real hard at getting all those guys back together so we can finish the task. Because the next task is trying to get, especially the 21-year-old. He's in college. I said, it's awesome. And he's already making money. He sells candy, chips, soda to the so he is excited. I said, man, I'll show you how to make another $1,000. Then I started talking to him about their social media. And one of the young men had 28,000 people on his network. I was like, yikes. I said, now I know we can make some money with you. And I asked one of the young ones, I said, you don't think I can show you how to make $1,000 a week? You don't think you can do it? See, now we're dealing with people's belief systems. How much do you really believe in yourself? Because that's one of the greatest things, because people don't, their belief system when it comes to people, places, and things is so shallow. I don't blame people that don't have, no belief in that or no belief in that. Because they were kind of like probably trained themselves to be like that. Or somebody else started the training and they picked up on the training that this is just the way it is. We're never going to be nothing. Or there's no way you can make that kind of money. So, with all that in mind, is that our youth are so flexible. You can get to them. You can get to them a way that they need it. They need it most. Help them. Get them to free up their minds. Help them say, listen, you're a better person, but you got to know who you are. And that's why I did a show in the past. It's definitely going to repeat itself. History will repeat itself. It'll go from one generation to the next. So that's what I did with my sons. I want stop all the bad craziness, all the rat race that, we used to. I don't want another generation of that. I don't want my grandchildren coming into this world saying that the world is a terrible place. I need them to understand that the world is a wonderful place. The world's a great, awesome. We know there's a lot of people that are going to gobble you up, right? If you let them. Let's get that going on outro now. So, make sure you share. Make sure you comment. And let's make sure, and follow too as well. Make sure you click that follow button. Make sure you can get with your friends and family in other cities and get them on this network so that we can get on their network so we can get to bless our children nationwide, even worldwide. We have situations going on all the time because we don't share enough. Okay, so we make sure you tell somebody about us. Go ahead and text this to them, email it to them, share it on Facebook, whatever you need so that we can grow this nation. God bless you. I hope you have a great day. Tune in a little later. I got Roosevelt Davis going to be on, so look on your emails, okay? Peace and love.